Hello everyone, we all know the drill by now, so let's just start the recap of episode 3 of Made in Korea. As always, the episode shows a recap of the previous week, and I forgot how serious everything got last episode. Also in this episode they show Sunghan, please bring my man home, you don't get it Sunghan, come back, we need you, #bring back Sunghan. But thank God in this episode they explicitly say that they are just using the K-pop training system to make a group for the UK and beyond.
Launch them!
I love you, Korea!
Not in the East, but back in the UK and beyond.
Finally, people can shut up about they aren't K-pop, this isn't K-pop, blah blah blah, like shut up now please. Anyways, this week their main focus is that they are going to be filming a music video, and while I have high hopes for this, like have you seen SM artists' music videos? They are always so high quality, and the directors always do such a good job with them. The start of the episode is Blaze and Dexter talking about the criticisms given to them by Heejun, and they have gotten over it, and explained the reason as to why they were so upset about it in the moment was because emotions were heightened at that time, and Dexter uses that negative feedback as something to help drive him and prove Heejun wrong with her assessment of him. Also, I literally laughed out loud in real life when Reese said he gets away with things because he's a cheeky chapper, like I don't even know why, it's just so silly of him to say that in the moment. But honestly, if you have that cute aspect to you in a survival show, you do tend to get away with things. It happens all the time, like in Universe Ticket with Kotoko. Anyways, this week as always they are given a new song and choreo to learn, and I still like Solar more, but as always the song they are given is still really good. Before they can do anything, the welfare team notice that there is something wrong with Blaze's leg, and he has an inflamed tendon in his knee, which he was advised to rest it for about 3 days. They then explain how every music video has a unique style and look to them, which has to be my favorite part so far. I love a good concept. Why do you think I love Aespa and S so much? They have solid group concepts. The guys are introduced to their 2 stylists, and they go through the guys' wardrobes to see their personal styles. After they went through the guys' closets, they got all together to discuss what their group image and style would be. They decided on 4 different types of concepts they could go for. 1. Young casual, this is a youthful colorful spring vibe. 2. Schoolboy, this is pretty self-explanatory. 3. Grunge chic, this one is a strong, dark concept. And lastly 4. 90s uniform, which is a more vintage and baggy look. Hopefully the photos I used explain the concepts well enough. They did say that they could also mix and match the concepts, and they don't have to just have one. The guys are then asked their opinions on the concepts and which is their favorite, or if they had any ideas. They said that it would be cool to mix the schoolboy and grunge chic concepts, which I agree, it would be a really cool concept and theme to explore, like rebellious youth just ignoring social norms and just wanting to live freely and do whatever they want without worrying. Or maybe I'm just thinking way too into it. I mean, I am writing this as I watch the episode, so who knows, maybe I'm correct or horribly wrong. They then show Dexter in vocal lessons because he wants to be able to control his voice and improve on the aspects that Heejun was critical of last week. As for Blaze, they show him struggling again because the technique that SM use are different from the way Blaze has learned to sing, so it's difficult for him to not be unstable at time, and is also prone to more voice cracks since he's learning a whole new way to sing. And he still has the problem with his knee, so he isn't able to properly learn the choreography, and he just has to sit down and watch and try to pick up the moves that way. The choreographer is reviewing the dance, and he asks if the guys really want this, or if they are just being forced to do this. Like, holy smokes dude, this is practice. But I mean, I understand why the choreographer said that, so it can motivate the guys to do better. The guys also said they hate being asked, do you want to be here, or are being forced to be here, because if they didn't want to be here, would they have left their lives for 3 months and changed and sacrificed so much to be here? But as always, they guys take this criticism and use it as a way to motivate themselves to show the teachers that they do want to be here and show them that they are able to learn and prove they are fully committed. The next day Blaze is ready to start actually being able to participate in the choreography, but then Dexter has a neck injury. It's like one injury after another, but Dexter's injury isn't that bad. So he was advised to put a heat pack on it, and it should get better, and he's still able to participate in learning the dance, so all is good for now. After that they are then back with the stylists, and we are shown the style they have chosen for the group, and all the guys really liked their looks, and I also love it. They really did a good job at mixing the 2 styles they guys said they liked earlier. They then show that there is a little bit of tension with Blaze and James. And so they have the brilliant idea to settle their differences by fighting, not like an actual fist fight but belt wrestling, and I get the reason is to release any tension they have with each other, but 2 members have had injuries with their legs and 1 member with a neck injury whose smart idea was this: they couldn't have waited a little longer for them to recover. Anyways, the first match is Reese versus Dexter, and Reese won, and so Reese advances to the next round, and versus Ollie, which Reese won that matchup too, so he moves on to his next match, which was Blaze, and sadly Reese lost, so that means Blaze moves on to the final match against James. And Blaze also won this match, which I think everyone saw coming because as James said,
"Dude is jacked."
They then show the guys talking about how they want to show Heejun their improvements and show they've taken on her feedback and proven they are working hard towards their end goal, but they do discuss that it would be nice to hear her say something positive rather than just talking about everything they're doing wrong. They then are back to practicing as the music video shoot day is approaching, and the vocal coach says that Dexter's vocals are becoming unstable when he is jumping, and it's getting to him as he wants to show that he took on Heejun's feedback of him yelling, but he's finding it hard to unlearn that habit. The choreographer says their arms were tense and it looked choppy, but they are recording the practice video that will be sent for Heejun to evaluate, and the guys are feeling a lot more confident this time around, and their teachers did say that the guys did well and have improved a lot, and the guys said it felt good to finally get some sort of positive feedback after all their hard work. It's now the next day, where they arrive at the music video shoot location, which was an abandoned amusement park, which I'm watching the episode as I write this. And I just have to say the music the guys have right now isn't giving abandoned theme park energy like what a random place to film. Could they not find a more bright atmosphere to film the music video at? But before the guys actually shoot the MV, they have to get into their makeup and outfits, and they then shoot the MV, which is more like a performance video rather than a music video, but let's just ignore that because after hearing the song in full I think it might be my favorite song they have so far. Even though I said Solar was my favorite, I changed my mind. Life is a Movie is now #1 for me. How does every song keep getting better? Like damn SM, you're really eating with these songs. After that it's the evaluation day, and Heejun said that the music video looked nice, and she said when watching the video it looked cool, and I thought she was about to praise them, but no, she said that when looking closer it wasn't that great. The reason why she said it looked bad was because it didn't look like the guys were a team and that everyone was focused on themselves trying to make sure that they themselves looked cool. Her feedback for Dexter was when he gets overexcited he tends to make mistakes, and that he didn't listen to the other guys when performing, so he got too loud and lost rhythm. For Ollie she said that he did improve a lot, but his dance moves are still too small. For James she said that he naturally knows how to look good on stage and looks handsome, but he doesn't put that time and effort into learning the choreography, and said that him just doing cute moves here and there like winking isn't going to make him a great artist. As for Reese she said he looked good in the video, but he sometimes loses rhythm in the performance. And she said this is because of his impatient personality, and if something doesn't go his way he can't stand it and gets angry, which is just have to actually here because he didn't seem like that to me when I was watching, but then again I was just enjoying the video rather than watching it looking to see if everything they guys were doing was perfect. As for Blaze she said that he is only good if you see him performing alone, but as a group he isn't as good. Heejun said that this is because he has a different energy compared to the other guys. An example she gave was that if the other guys were colors like pink, yellow, sky blue and orange he would be a black color. Overall her feedback was that for the next evaluation they need to learn how to perform as one cohesive team. She then said to imagine if she had to send someone back home who would it be, and she asked this to the guys like no, don't make my guys turn on each other like this, they just fixed their differences, but no one answered and they were dismissed. After that evaluation they go and sit down to talk about the feedback given, and the other guys asked if Blaze was doing okay, since he was given the worst criticism out of everyone, and he said that he's struggling to find where he is in this group at the moment because he didn't get any good feedback and wasn't told what he does well, and he didn't fit into the group. We then go back to Heejun, who is concerned about how the group will work, so she called a meeting with their manager and said if it was her she would take more time monitoring the guys, and that the way she works is that when observing a group, if she sees someone that doesn't look to be fitting in they start looking at other options, like replacing the member with someone else. And thank God for this manager because he said that he sees the magic in these 5 guys, and if they were to take someone out and replace them with someone else it might end up being worse, and that he knows he can make these 5 guys work. The manager then goes and checks in with the guys to see if everything is okay, and all the guys except for Blaze seem to be fine with the criticism given, but Blaze is taking it a bit harder than the other guys and I can't blame him. He was given the worst feedback out of everyone. I would also be having a hard time if someone told me I worked so hard but wasn't doing a good job. Blaze said that the evaluators see him as an expandable piece and he is working really hard, and because he is working so hard he puts aside his emotions, and he can see why the evaluators might think he's angry or upset, but it's just because he's completely tunnel vision on the goal of debuting. Blaze then says that he doesn't know what SM want and that he feels like they don't want him. After that meeting Blaze left the building and turned off his phone and no one could reach him, but eventually he does pick up the phone when one of the guys calls him and says that they are trying to kick him out of the band, and all the guys look so confused and upset by this. Like my gosh, every episode keeps getting amped up. I shouldn't be shocked by this every time, but I always am. Seriously, I hate waiting weekly for these episodes. I need them all out right now. And that's everything that happened in this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, because I'll be here again next week with a recap of episode 4. One thing I will say is that I'm not sure why they haven't made the episodes available worldwide, since from what I've seen online, so many people are interested in the group. But maybe after all the episodes are out they will release them for everyone to see. We just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.